Good morning, and thank you for joining us on this Soggy Monday. My name is Tracy Lawson, and I'm a Cornerstone broker advisor. Before I turn the program over to our guest today, please note that you are muted during the presentation. Should you have any questions, please type those in the question box, and we will address those at the end of the presentation. And with that, I am going to turn this over to our team at Anthem Kentucky, and they will be providing for us January 1 updates. Ladies?
Thanks, Tracy. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. My name's Kathy Huntsman. I'm an Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield of Kentucky small group and individual account executive. I've been with Anthem for 38 years and worked with Cornerstone for many of those years. We are going to go over today some 2025 updates for small group. Before we start, I'm going to introduce Lisa Wilson and Cheryl Osen. They will also be presenting. Lisa, did you want to just kind of introduce yourself?
Absolutely. And good morning, Kathy, and good morning to everyone. I apologize, but I am having difficult on my end, technical difficulty, and I cannot access my camera. So my apologies this morning. But my name is Lisa Wilson, and I am the small group account manager that worked very closely with Kathy. And we're responsible for group sizes 2 to 50. And I've been with Anthem for 25 years. So now I'm going to turn it over to Cheryl Olsen.
Hello, I'm Cheryl Olson. I work with the small group dental and vision coverages. I work with you telephonically. I've worked probably with many of you in the past. I've been with Anthem for just about 12 years, and I work out of our Gilbert, Minnesota office, which is around 195 miles due north of Minneapolis. And I'm glad to be here today. I'll turn it back over to Kathy.
Thank you, Cheryl, and then we'll get started. Okay. So we're really excited, and I cannot even believe that we're already talking about 2025, but we have some good things in the works for 2025 small group. We're going to go over that, and as Tracy had said, just put your questions in the chat, and we'll try to get those answered for you. So our agenda for today is we're going to talk about the legislative changes. We're going to talk about our new and some discontinued small group plans, some benefit changes within our small group plans. We'll show you the plans that we are going to be offering in 2025, the well-being solutions. Lisa's going to go over some existing business updates, and then Cheryl Olsen is going to talk about our specialty updates. So real quick, you all probably know we have about 4 small group portfolios that we currently have. The grandmother plans are existing members. We do not actively sell those. That is what's considered a closed portfolio, but we did allow members that had grandmother plans to continue with those grandmother plans. We also have our ACA, our Affordable Care Act plans. We have about 14,000 members on that portfolio, and you can get that plan either member rated or composite rates down to 2 lives. We also offer what we call the Anthem Balanced Funding. That's a new product that we rolled out January 1. We are currently only offering it for new business only. You have to have at least 10 full-time eligible employees enrolled. So 10 full-time employees enrolled to offer the ABF plan. It is a level funded plan. It looks and feels like a fully insured plan to the member, but it does give the employers the opportunity to possibly get a surplus at the end of the year if the group's claims run well. That, again, is just for new business only. We're not really marketing for existing business. And then we have our MIWA, which has been a fantastic product, also known as the Kentucky ChamberAdvantage plan. And we have over 49,000 members on that product portfolio. It is medically underwritten. We do offer really competitive rates because of that. if the group is running healthy. And the only really qualifications for that is the group has to at least be a member of the Kentucky Chamber or any local chamber. So let's talk real quick about our legislative and IRS updates. As you all probably know, the minimum deductible for our HSA plans and the maximum out-of-pockets, the ACA limits are all looked at every year, and normally they go up. So in 2024, the minimum deductible individual for embedded HSA was $3,200. It's going up to $3,300. The maximum out-of-pocket individual for embedded was $8,050. It's going up to $8,300. Our non-embedded HSA plans, which we do offer a handful of non-embedded HSA plans. In 2024, the minimum deductible was $1,600. It's going to $1,650. The maximum out-of-pocket individual was $4,025. It's going up to $4,150. And then on our ACA limits for maximum out-of-pocket, surprisingly enough, it is going down instead of up. So our ACA embedded individual was $9,450 in 2024. It's actually going down to $9,200 in 2025. The maximum out-of-pocket is going, this is a non-HSA plan, was $18,900. It's going down to $18,400. And then our ACA HSA plans, currently it's $8,050 for single. It's going to $8,300. And then the family out of pocket, $16,100, and it is going to $16,600. Some of the mandates that have passed for some of them went into effect 2024, but a couple of them are going into effect 2025. So the first one is the Kentucky House Bill 220. It's biosimilar medicines. This permits insurers to require insureds to try biosimilar biological products prior to providing coverage for the equivalent of brand prescription drugs. This actually went into effect 7/14/2024. There's not a whole lot of biosimilar medicines out there yet that have been approved, but we do have a handful. And if there is a biosimilar medicine, then that could be prescribed before a brand would be covered. A couple of the examples of biosimilars like Humira or a Stelara, but again, there's just a handful, not a whole lot out there yet. Another one is Kentucky Senate Bill 194. It's electronic delivery of health plan communication. This has also already gone into effect 7/14/2024, and it authorizes insurers to provide electronic communications to persons covered under an employer-sponsored group plan. The big one for this year, which is going to cause a lot of changes to our small group and individual plans actually, is the Kentucky Senate Bill 188 Omnibus BPM regulation. Now, I'm going to read you what it is, and then I'm going to go into more detail of what and how it's going to affect our small group plans. So this bill has pharmacy network adequacy provisions, contracting standards, any willing pharmacy, mail order restrictions, no steering, gag clause, and Commissioner Department of Insurance oversight and reporting. It applies to fully insured grandmother and non-ERISA plans, and this is going to go into effect 1/1/2025. And how this is going to affect our small group plans is we can no longer steer members to use, let's say, a mail order or a certain pharmacy and give them a discount for that kind of coverage. So no longer steering people to use certain pharmacies or mail order in 2025. And again, I'm going to go into a lot more detail on how that is going to affect our small group plans. Another one is the House Bill 115 coverage for breast exams. It prohibits cost sharing for any covered diagnostic breast exam and supplemental breast exam. So going forward, and this will go into effect 1/1/2025. I also want to stress that this is for new business as of 1/1/2025. It will not affect existing business until their renewal period or if they reclass to one of the 2025 plans. We are looking in a little deeper to what CPT codes are going to fall under this House Bill 115. So, but it does, of course, it continues to give the preventive for breast exams. It's covered at 100%, but it's going to expand and cover more CPT codes for certain types of breast exams, and it would be covered at 100%. But again, we're getting a little bit more information on that as we read into the bill. So let's talk about our new small group plans for 2025 and then some of our discontinued plans. So we're really excited about this, what's called copay centric plans. This is going to be offered on our MEWA, our ACA, and our Anthem Balanced Funding portfolio. These are 3 copay plans that are deductible, copay, and out of pocket. There's no coinsurance. So it's going to bring transparency to our members, and it's going to be a sweet spot for people that maybe are on a rich plan that need to reduce their benefits because of cost, but they're not ready to go to a consumer-driven health plan. So these plans, these copay-centric plans, will be great options for that. Also, they would be great options for like a dual or triple option plan for current members or new members or new groups coming on. So this is a snapshot of what the copay-centric plans are going to look like. As you can see, we have one that's a $1,000 deductible with a $5,000 out of pocket. We have another one that's $2,000 deductible with a $4,500 out of pocket, and a $3,000 deductible with a $6,500 out of pocket. 2 of those have a $50 PCP copay. The $3,6,500 has a $75 PCP copay. And then your inpatient and outpatient benefits on all 3 of these will be a deductible, then $500 for outpatient benefits, and then inpatient will be a deductible, then a $750 copay per admission. A couple other new plans that we're putting in. We listened to some of our brokers' feedback, and they stated that we kind of had too big of a gap between some of our out-of-pocket plans. We needed to come up with some plans that maybe help with costs. So we came up with 2 30% coinsurance plans. One is going to be a $2,000 deductible with a 30% coinsurance and a $5,500 out of pocket. The other one is a $3,000 deductible with a 30% coinsurance and a $5,400 out of pocket. These plans are going to be offered again on the MEWA, the ACA, and the Anthem Balanced Funding. And this might be a good option for a dual option. We do allow dual option for 5 or more enrolled employees can offer 2 plans. If they have 10 or more enrolled employees, they can offer 3 plans. The only stipulation is that we ask that one person be enrolled in each of those plans. So let's look at the discontinued plans. We do have a few discontinued plans. We have 2 MEWA plans, 4 ACA, and 3 Anthem Balanced Funding plans. Keep in mind that most of these plans are being discontinued because there are no membership or very low membership on them. We do have recommendations though, so if you have any of these plans that currently have some membership on them, there are some recommended plans for 2025 that are pretty comparable to what they currently have, but not too much disruption for 2025. So let's talk about the mandate on the no steerage for pharmacy and mail order. So the way this is going to affect all our small group plans, and this is for our Kentucky ChamberAdvantage MEWA, it will affect our ACA, and it will affect our Anthem Balanced Funding. So what this mandate means is that currently all our plans have what they call the RX Choice Network with R90. That is where they have the level 1 pharmacy and they have the level 2 pharmacy. And if you go to a level 1 pharmacy, you pay less out of pocket. In 2025, that is going away. We can no longer offer different pharmacies for different cost shares. So the level 2 is going to be removed. And for all our small group plans in 2025, they will be using the base network with R90. This is the full range of pharmacies. It is actually the pharmacy that we use for our grandmother plans currently. So, members should not have any disruption on what pharmacy they use. It's just that level 2 will be going away. Another thing we're doing is because we can't steer members to use the mail order versus retail, a member can go to a retail pharmacy or use mail order and the cost is going to be the same. So currently, if they use the mail order, they would get a little bit of discount for a tier 1 or tier 2 or tier 3 pharmacy. If they got a 90-day supply through the mail order, it would be like a 2 copay or 2.5 copay. In 2025, that will no longer be the case. They have the option to use either retail to get a 90-day supply or go to or use our mail order through Carelon, but the cost will be the same. So they're still going to pay 3 copays for tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. And then, of course, for tier 4, that is not changing because that's a 30-day supply. Another thing we're doing that I think everyone will be pleased with this, because I know that some of our members had some hiccups with this in 2024, is currently we offer something what we call opt-out home delivery. And that is where the members would need to get a maintenance drug and they would go to their pharmacy. And then when they got to pick up their third fill, they would sometimes be told that you cannot, that you would have to opt out your mail order in order to get it filled at the retail and be covered under your benefits. That is going away. They no longer have to do that. So basically they have the choice on whether they go to a retail and get a 90-day supply or they use our mail order. But regardless of either way they want to do that, they no longer have to contact Carelon and opt out of using the mail order. So we're going from what they call the opt-out delivery to the optional home delivery. So some of the benefits within our small group plans, I'm going to kind of go over these. You all may not have been aware, may not have affected some of your members, but there are going to be some changes that you all need to be aware of. And this is going to be mostly within all our portfolios. So the first one is our medical specialty RX. This is going to affect our ACA, our Anthem Balanced Funding, and our MEWA. Currently, the medical benefit had a lower coinsurance than the pharmacy tier 4 coinsurance. So sometimes pharmacies the claims were getting filed under their medical specialty RX versus their pharmacy RX benefit. And in order to align it to be the same, regardless on whether it's filed through their medical RX or through their prescription or their pharmacy, we are changing any plans that currently have a 0 to 10% or a 20% coinsurance plan. We are moving the medical RX benefit to a 25% coinsurance. Now, groups that already have a 25% coinsurance, that's not going to be affected, but the plans that currently on the medical RX had the 0 to 10 or 20%, it will be going to 25%, so it will be aligned with the pharmacy. So regardless on whether it's filed under the medical specialty RX or the pharmacy RX, it will be 25% coinsurance. And again, those are within all 3 of our small group portfolios. Another one is our out-of-network pharmacy. We were covering out-of-network pharmacy claims on all 3 portfolios. In 2025, we will no longer be covering any pharmacy claims that are out-of-network on any of our plans for the PPO. Our human organ tissue transplant, again, this is for all 3 portfolios. Currently, we covered it in full. Depending on the plan, if it was a no deductible plan, it was covered in full. In 2025, no deductible plans are going to a coinsurance. Another example, if the plan currently was a copay, deductible, and then coinsurance plan, then we were covering it in full. In 2025, it will go to deductible coinsurance. So that benefit is changing all three of our portfolios for 2025. Habilitative services, this is for physical therapy, occupational therapy, or speech therapy. In 2024, it was a coinsurance. In 2025, it will be a copay so that we can be consistent with our benefits for rehabilitative services. So for rehabilitative services and habilitative services, the cost shares will be a copay for physical therapy, occupational, or speech services on all three of our benefit portfolios. Hospice care, currently, this is only going to impact the ACA product only, but apparently for ACA in 2024, we were covering hospice in full. In 2025, it will be deductible then covered in full. In 2024, the MEWA and the ABF was a deductible and covered in full, so we're just aligning the ACA with the benefits that we offer on our MEWA and ABF. Out of area and out of country coverage, this affects our HMO products only. Apparently, in 2024, we were covering any urgent and emergent claims that came in for out of care area or out of country. In 2025, it will have to be an emergency service only. So the claim would have to come in as an emergency service only for us to cover it if it was out of area or out of the country. So let's just look real quickly at a snapshot of the plans that we are offering for 2025. This is our legacy portfolio. It does have the one network of the Blue Access PPO. These plans aren't changing. The members can continue on their legacy, also known as grandmother plans. It uses the base network pharmacy, which I had referred to, that all our small group plans are going to that. It uses the essential formulary drug list. It'll have the optional home delivery, so they can choose to use mail order or not. And the legacy plan does have the foundational legacy wellness, and I'll get into a little bit more detail on what our wellness programs include. Our ACA plans, we will have two networks offered, our Blue Access PPO and then our Pathway HMO, which the Pathway HMO is going to be more cost effective, but keep in mind it has no out of area or out of network benefits. We're going to have 88 plans. We will offer 10 on-exchange ACA plans. Those are for groups that might qualify for a tax credit. So we'll have 10 of those, and we will have 30 PPO plans, 30 HMO plans. We still offer the 3 whole health plans. Those were new plans last year where it included a dental and a vision product in it. So those are still available. The ACA plans are going to the base network with R90. So that is going to be the pharmacy network that you would search for ACA. It continues to use the select formulary drug list, so that is not changing. It's going to have the optional home delivery, meaning they can use mail order. They can go to their retail pharmacy and get a 90-day supply with no disruption. It's going to have the Engagement 200 wellness program, and again, I'll go into a little bit more detail on that in a minute. And then the Smart Shopper is still included in our ACA plans. Our Anthem Balanced Funding. So again, we do offer that for new business only for 10 or more enrolled employees. When we first rolled this product out as of 1/1, we did require groups to currently be on a level funded plan. In 2025, we are removing that stipulation, but keep in mind, if you do quote an Anthem Balanced Funding plan for a group that does not currently have a level funded benefit, we do require that you quote the MEWA first. So we would require you to quote the MEWA first if they do not currently have a level funded plan. If they do currently have a level funded plan, they do not need to quote the MEWA first unless you all want to, but you do not need to quote it first if they are just interested in the level funded ABF product. This is quoted through the small group quoting tool, just like our ACA and just like our ChamberAdvantage. There are some paperwork that is required. If it is level funded, of course, we will ask for the renewal, the claims experience. If it is not level funded, then we do ask that you quote the MEWA first. And again, that is done through our small group quoting tool. We do have the right to decline to quote ABF, unlike our ACA, of course, and our MEWA. So keep that in mind. But this is going to be a good option for groups that are familiar with a level funded plan, want to keep a level funded plan. Again, it looks and feels like our fully insured to the member, but it does, if the group is healthy, it does give groups the capability of getting a surplus at the end of the year. The ABF products include the base network also. That's your pharmacy network with R90. It uses the essential formulary drug list, just like our MEWA. It has the optional home delivery, meaning they can use either or, retail or pharmacy or mail order. It includes the Engagement 200 and the Smart Shopper. This is our MEWA portfolio. It's offered on the two networks, the Blue Access PPO and the Pathway HMO. Again, the MEWA is also referred to as our Kentucky ChamberAdvantage. We have 41 PPO plans to choose from. It will use the base network R90 pharmacy. It uses the essential formulary drug list, has the optional home delivery, the Engagement 200, and the Smart Shopper. And again, this is a really, as I'd said, it's been a really good product to have out there, especially for groups that are healthy, because we can get pretty competitive on this product. So let's just discuss well-being solutions. Our well-being solutions are not going to change from 2024 to 2025, but just want to reiterate that these are included in our small group plans. So this is a snapshot of just our well-being foundational program. It's included in all our small group plans at no extra cost to the member or the employer. It includes our 24/7 nurse line, our health assessment, our condition care, our diabetes program, a lot of clinical programs for our members to stay healthy. And then also in our small group portfolio, we have what we call the Engagement Package 200. This is where members can earn up to $200 in gift cards. As you can see, there's about 18 different ways that they can earn these gift cards. They're digital gift cards that are out on their Sydney app, so they can be obtained on the Sydney app. Some of them, the rewards are earned by just claims coming in. So to have your annual checkup, when the claims come in, a dental checkup, going to the dentist, you'll get that claim will come in and earn you a credit. But then there's also other ones that, just by doing things online, your health assessment, logging into the web, into the Sydney app, tracking your steps, those types of things can earn you gift cards also. And now I am going to turn this over to Lisa Wilson, and she will go over some existing business updates. Lisa?
Great job, Kathy, and thank you so much. Again, good morning, and I have a few existing business topics to cover, with the first being the medical loss ratio. This may be a little bit of old news to you, but those are the MLR checks. Anthem Kentucky Small Group fell into a medical loss ratio position for 2023, and those checks have been mailed out to our ACA and legacy groups only. Now, our MEWA groups, ChamberAdvantage, they're not eligible for the rebate checks. So again, those are for the ACA and our legacy groups only. And those checks started to be mailed out early this month, early September. And actually today is the last day, the deadline for any checks that have not been mailed out to some of the groups to receive those. So just in case you start getting calls from your client saying they received a check in the mail, please know that that check will also be include a notice letter explaining what the check is for, as well as a frequently asked question that will share with them what can be used, how those dollars can be used. Next slide, Kathy. Now switching over now to the ChamberAdvantage, which we call our MEWA product. I wanted to remind you of a couple of things. In 2019, that is when we rolled the MEWA out, the ChamberAdvantage product out. And when we rolled it out, we only had one common renewal date, which was June. Well, for 2 years now, we have offered a second renewal date. So we have 2 renewal dates for our ChamberAdvantage product, and that's June and that's October. And if you write a new group, anytime from July the 1st through December, those groups will have a October renewal date. So they can get up to a 15-month contract length. And then if you write a group from January the 1st to June the 1st, those groups will have a June renewal date, and they can receive up to 17-month contract length. So an example, if you write a group, let's just say if you wrote a group July of this year, that group will not renew until October of 2025. So they will receive a 15-month rate guarantee. But one thing I want to point out, which is very crucial, we have to offer a 12-month open enrollment period. And because this group is going to receive 15-month rate guarantee, their first open enrollment is right now as we speak. So if you wrote a group in the month of July, they do have an open enrollment from October, starting October 1st. So it's 30 days before and 30 days after. So if a group have anything, a new hire they want to bring on, they can do that as we speak today. And then as you see the other example down below, same thing, it gives you an example if you write a group within that time frame. So if you sold a group January of 2025, that group is not going to renew until June of 2026. So they will receive a 17-month rate guarantee, but they will have that, I'll call it a special open enrollment on that June 1st of 2025. Next slide, Kathy. Now going back to our legacy business, and this is our grandmother block of business, we still have a little bit over 9,000 members on that block, enrolled on that block. So we still have some groups pending there. We are expecting our January legacy renewals to be released by the end of October. And then a couple of reminders for you on that. What's new is for 2025 is our legacy plans that do not have membership. So Kathy talked about some plans being discontinued. So any groups that we have now on our legacy block, we have 312 plans today that we offer for our legacy business. As of 1/1/2025, any plan that do not have enrollment on the plan is going to be discontinued. So as of 1/1/2025, we will only have 140 legacy plans to offer. So that took about half of those plans off. And that's what's going to happen with that. That's going to minimize those renewal package that the groups receive, because all the alternates are in the renewal packet, but it's only going to be those ones now that we do have membership on. So that 312 is going to go down to 140 plans that we offer in 2025. Another update is we're updating the Health and Wellness Foundation package to include the Emotional Well-Being Resource Program, and that's effective 1/1/2025. Couple other reminders, legacy groups will be allowed to upgrade or downgrade to any legacy plan option within their current product family. And when I say the current product family, what I mean by that, if the group is on a PPO plan, they can renew to any plan that's upgrade or downgrade that's PPO. And the same thing with an HSA. If they're HSA, they have to remain in that product family, and they can only extend it to HSA products that we offer. Today, any group that's on a dual option, they can continue to offer that. Kathy mentioned dual option for our small group has to be 5 or more enrolled on the plan. So if a group has a dual option today, which is a legacy plan, they can continue to have that. But if you have a group today that only has a single plan and they do have 5 or more and they want to offer a dual option, unfortunately, that will pierce their grandmother status, and they will have to move off that block to an ACA or a MEWA product. So we can't offer a single group, a single plan today on the legacy cannot offer a dual option. And then the last update that I have on our legacy block is open enrollment for our legacy groups is 30 days before and 30 days after the renewal date. And anything that comes in 30 days after that renewal date, they're going to get the first of the month of the following month effective date. Now, what that differs from our other block, ACA and MEWA, if it comes in 30 days after the renewal date, they will retro those and go back to the renewal date. But it's different on our grandmother block. And I like to remind everyone when that time frame comes, if the group renews on 1/1 and that open enrollment still has 30 days after and it comes in on just say like 1/5 and you send me over an open enrollment change, that member is going to have an effective date of 2/1 versus 1/1. So that completes my updates for small group, and I'm going to turn it over to Cheryl to provide you with a specialty update. Cheryl?
Thank you, Lisa. Again, I'm Cheryl. I work with the dental and vision coverages for small groups. And the first slide here shows the power of integration. Our dental and vision plans work as standalone products or integrate with Anthem Medical for enhanced clinical and wellness. Our dental and vision plans offer flexibility that we don't look at how much the employer will pay. We only look at participation. The employer can pay 100% of the cost for the dental and vision or nothing at all. We leave that up to the group to decide. So the benefits with integration are, of course, one bill, one ID card, one website, one app, which takes us to the digital solutions. We've got the employer access, Sydney and Anthem.com. I use Sydney all the time. It's really user friendly. And the whole health connection that has proven results for better health, lower costs, and better member experience. Providers using our patient health record system allows us to connect information from eye exams, dental checkups, and medical history, which in turn assists in catching health issues early during routine exams. And this proactive approach not only enhances patient care, but could also positively impact medical renewals by reducing claim costs through early detection and treatment. And that last box, we have the specialty bundling discount alongside of your ACA business as well as MEWA savings. We'll take a look at that again in the coming slides. And on to the next slide, we'll discuss some of our networks, or both of our networks. First off here is the dental. As you can see, we have one of the largest dental PPO networks in the nation. As you can see, those numbers are pretty impressive. I wanted to mention that small group does use the same Dental Complete network as our large group clients. And it's referred to as Anthem Dental Complete, but you might have heard Grid Plus. Some of our providers will refer to our network as Grid Plus. On the right-hand side of the screen, that's numbers specific to Kentucky. Really great numbers there. I really like pointing out the dentists compared to our leading competitors. And what I think is very impressive is that 92% in-network utilization. Of course, as you know, there's going to be areas, unfortunately, that don't have a very strong network. For these areas, I can work with underwriting to accommodate those in areas that do not have a dental provider within 45 miles. The next slide is our vision. And just like the dental, very impressive numbers here too. Even better, 97% network utilization. And down below you can see, of course, numbers specific to Kentucky. And as far as compared to our some of the other carriers, those numbers are equally as impressive. And I wanted to mention, just like the dental, I'd be glad to work with our underwriters to accommodate those in areas that do not have a vision provider within 45 miles. Then on to the next slide. We have a couple of, updates and, of course, a little bit of information. So we're going to have the dental rate pass through quarter 1. So that includes your January 1st renewals. We're not going to increase the dental and vision for January 1st. So really great opportunity there. There's going to be minimal changes in 2025 for our vision, but those who have vision coverage already, it's going to be a flat renewal. We have the 24-month rate guarantee, and we now offer a $1,000 annual maximum for value plans. That's right along with the $500 maximum for value plans. These value plans are really a great starter plan for groups that currently don't have dental at this time, or dental or vision at this time. So the next box, that's teledentistry. These are really neat. Dental at home. Whether it's a problem focused exam or dental emergency, our virtual care teledentistry solution keeps your clients and their employees covered and helps avoid high costs of emergency room visits, offering virtual consultations with board licensed dentists. That ortho at home, that provides a convenient way to access orthodontic treatment with clear aligners without the cost and hassle of full braces from the convenience of home. Dentures at home, these are custom fit replacement dentures with remote oversight by a licensed dentist with a lifetime replacement guarantee. Also, we have frame allowances up to $200 alongside of your ACA business, and MIWA $130 and $150 frame allowances. And of course, there's going to be different frequencies as well, available as well. We also have the unlimited plans. That's for groups that have 10 or more employees. And then the whole health connection. I could talk about this all day. By integrating medical, dental, and vision, we build a more complete picture of a member's health, caring for the whole person, which helps improve member health, increase productivity, reduce healthcare costs, and create a more engaged workforce. Anthem compares a patient's health profile to their claims history to identify any gaps in care, then alerts the provider and members with MyHealthAdvantage of this gap in care. For example, a member with diabetes that hasn't had their routine cleaning will receive an alert because blood sugar is better managed with a healthy mouth. Now, according to our new integrated medical and dental value study, having dental coverage combined with medical lowers emergency room visits by 10%, inpatient admissions by 13%, and this is great, heart attacks by 20%. And just a few of our whole health connection engagement results for dental. 17,000 average monthly dental gaps in care are closed. 10% lower medical costs per member per year for members who closed their gaps in care. 90% reduction in opioid prescriptions exceeding a 3-day supply by dental providers. And then for vision, 142,000 vision care gaps are closed monthly, and just over 206,000 members have been identified with high-risk health conditions according to their vision claims. So it's clear that these studies tell us that pairing dental and vision with medical coverage isn't just about insurance, it actually improves health. This also shows that we're not just providing coverage, we're enhancing our members' overall well being. And then on the next slide, like I was mentioning before, we've got the 5% discount on dental and vision. If you combine dental and vision, it would be 5% savings on dental, 5% savings on vision, and that's alongside of your ACA business. And as you can see, for those MIWA members, really great discounting available on the medical, 1.5% on dental and 0.5% on vision. Medical lock discount, that applies if a group's dental and vision employee enrollment matches identical to their medical employee enrollment. And then the next slide shows our team. I wanted to point out Yvette, she's our renewal and, oh, I'm sorry, I skipped one One slide. I'm sorry about that. So these are kind of the updates. As you can see that we have the $25 and $75 deductible on both your ACA business and of course on the MIWA. What I didn't make to the slide here was that for grandmother, this is really great news. We can offer dental and vision just like you would for your ACA groups. We're not going to have the separate rate sheets, the separate vision coverages. We used to have specific plans for vision. That's no longer the case. We can offer just like your ACA groups, and that includes paperwork as well. No additional forms, just that benefit modification form and a census if needed to add the dental and vision. And the next slide is actually, honestly, this one's the team. I work alongside Yvette. She's so great. She's our retention and our renewal representative. She's great at ensuring your groups are happy with their specialty benefits. She's really great at replacing those older dental plans with our new Essential Choice dental plans. And sometimes she's even able to save the group some money by upgrading their dental plan. And then our service team. They can help with billing, enrollment, questions, issues, anything they can. If they can't help you personally and come back to you with the results, they will tell you exactly who you would need to reach out to. And our team is here Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Central Time. I'm on Central Time, so please excuse me for these times being in Central Time. And then on Fridays, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. So I'd like to join forces to amplify your earnings and business growth. Your support is greatly appreciated, and we're just a phone call or an email away. Thank you for all that you do. Together, we can achieve great things. And I'll hand it back to Kathy.
Thank you, Cheryl and Lisa and Tracy. I think that's the end of our presentation. If you have any questions, we'd be glad to try to answer them.
So there are no questions in the question box at this time. What I would say is after we end the presentation, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to your Cornerstone broker advisor and we'll get you the information that you need. And Kathy, Lisa, and Cheryl, thanks so much for your time today, and we appreciate the information.
Thank
Thanks.
you. Thanks,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Everybody have a great day.
Have a great
Bye.
day.
Bye.